Euro Tour success in general for Barney has been, well, not present, if we're being completely honest. Just the one quarter-final last year.
$134.
This is Martin's first last 16 of the season. In his third event. And somebody's getting in the groove in leg 2. Trying to give Franz, the referee's tonsils, a bit of a tickling here.
60. Martin 41.
Single 9. Double 16 for an 11-dart response. Beautiful from Martin Lukeman. Made a name for himself on the European Tour, got to a final in Munich, declared himself an adopted German, I think, after he was beaten by Luke Humphreys. But it was that strong qualification record that saw him qualify for the match play in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was a nice knock-on effect. And having a good Sunday here could have the same effect, because he's still in the hunt for a match play spot. Both himself, Zonneveld and Michael Smith are hunting down Richie Edhouse and Ricardo Pietreczko, who are either side of the bubble. Signature shot. That was in the 60 if it hadn't been for the previous barrel. That bumped.
Which puts pressure on this double top. Now, Martin Lukeman has been excellent finishing this weekend. The excellence dried up there, and now Barney has a break opportunity ahead.
Raymond looks really chilled today. And that's a bad sign for everybody in the top half of the draw. It really was a rough night. Thunder and lightning. Incredible rain. It has cleared the air, making it more comfortable for the darts. And Lukeman might need this.
Not the greatest setup shot. 11 or treble. Now the bullseye for Barney.
96.
He is not missing much.
79.
So over to you, Smash. 79, a necessity. Missed to hold the throw. That was a bit close to the treble.
39.
That wasn't close enough to the double.
Raymond 25.
I smell trouble. Barneveld has been sensational on double 8.
Games from the 6th.
It doesn't get any better. He hasn't missed it.
7th.
You know what Forrest Gump used to say? Sometimes there just aren't enough rocks.
171.
Martin Schindler partly responsible for that.
Martin 132.
Good point. This is where the comeback's got to start. Or it might not even begin.
92. Raymond 100.
5 out of 7 on the doubles. And he looks ready to win. But not right there. That was so close.
40. Martin 40.
This to start the comeback.
Games
Tops
on the
haven't
7th
necessarily
leg.
been kind to Martin Lukeman, but he does get it this time.
8th leg, it's
If you want to try and leave a finish, you might need the 25.
177.
Well, who needs a 25 when he can do that?
I saw his eyes go down. I thought,
96.
right on cue, Martin Lukeman's going for the bull.
I think I might have been one visit too early. That's worked out okay. All of a sudden, the comeback is very much on.
100.
Any nerves, Raymond?
58.
It might be if Martin takes this out. Double top. used that first dart as a guide, and now Martin Schindler is throwing to level the match up and take us to a decider. Scoring has been awesome from Lukeman. 8 visits of 3 big trebles. Hang about. Barney's not done. Was he just luring Lukeman into a false sense of security?
I'm not sure he was. He didn't want to be in this position, but he can dig his way out of it.
He has not had a dart at double in the last 5 legs. He has one for the match and misses it on the wire. Lukeman can clean up an 11-darter of his own.
94.
He's only thinking about one word right now, and that's his nickname. He's thinking smash. And Smash has won 5 legs on the bounce to beat RBB to win his first last 16 game of the season. And now he will take a 100% record into the quarterfinals later. That one has obviously got to hurt. But the man who outscored Raymond in the final 4 or 5 legs is now through to the quarterfinals. Rob's record in this building and in this tournament as a whole is very, very good. Arguably his favourite European Tour event. Not just because he's broken his European Tour duck here a couple of years ago, but because this is his 8th time playing this event. He's made the last 16 7 times.
Oh, that's a lovely dart from Rob Cross.
129, Gary Clark, 151.
We're going to use that word again? Swish?
Absolutely.
43.
Well, after a strong start in the first leg and a half from Gary Anderson, Rob Cross hitting back strongly. Over the top of that first one. It's double 8 then. Just there, 15-darter, break a throw, and Rob Cross, who could have been 2-0 down, is 2-1 up.
His throw then was just... I don't have a word for it. It was that appealing. It was perfect.
Well, there's so many young players around now who cite Gary Anderson as their hero in the sport. The reason they got into it. But Rob Cross could be going 3-1 up here. Missed opportunity.
Now on 64, is it plan A or plan B? Plan A. And this thing, it works. Nice bounce back when given the opportunity. Got some spies out there.
I thought he was holding him the wrong way round.
So he's trying to make the stage smaller.
Yeah.
140.
Why do you want to do that?
Big Darren Webster fan wants to remind himself what it was like watching him on stage.
Yeah, he had some good runs here. Rob Cross could be in a spot of bother.
55.
He was looking at 3-2 up, and now he's looking at 4-2 down.
Now he leaves double 16, and he pins it first time of asking for an 11-darter, and we've got a bit of daylight between these two. The defending champion, 2 up and 2 away.
He's looking to do something that's only been done once, and that is defeating Rob Cross in the last 16 of the European Darts Grand Prix. Only James Wade has done it back in 2018. Cross is 5 wins out of 6 at this stage of this event.
37.
Well, last year averaged 110 against Christian Perez in his opening game, and then 102, 103 against Gerwin Price. This
60,
year, 110 against Jan van Veen, and he's in a similar sort of ballpark here against Rob Cross. It is back-to-back 11 darters for the Flying Scotsman. just made it a little bit more awkward. But that's a beauty. For a 4-visit leg of his own. To break the throw. Oh, Rob Cross is close.
Gary O'Connor, 96.
How close could this be? He hasn't needed double 18 in this game. He was hoping to leave
60.
it. He has now, but maybe a little late.
25.
He's still not had a match dart in this game. Are we going into a 10th leg?
$17. Gary O'Connor,
Now Gary does get a look at
26.
double 18 to win. The defending champion is not through yet.
More trouble on the doubles for Gary Anderson. Puts him in a spot of bother against Jan van Veen, and his scoring got him out of it. But Rob Cross is letting him off the hook here.
Gary O'Connor, 18.
More match darts for the Flying Scotsman. And for a spot in the final session. Oh, he's busted, he's scored, he's back to 18.
It's like there's been two different Gary Andersons on this stage. The one who started the match, the one who hit the back-to-back 11s. This game might end right here. This is just like leg 5.
Anybody else want to give it a go? Somebody will hit a double, but we're not quite sure when that's going to happen. If it happens here, game over.
That's the first time I've ever seen a handshake before the game could potentially end. It's not there, and Gary Anderson's last dart didn't count, so he's on 9.
Double 4. It's still not in.
Use the 4s, Gary.
5.
Right, we are not quite in Cullen Treacle territory. We got to 40 darts there. We're not going to have another one. We're not going to have another leg like that, are we?
Gary O'Connor, 4.
A ridiculous end. Is it the end? They're both on double 1, and Gary Anderson eventually wins it with a 29 darter. The title defence goes on. Anderson is scoring like a dream, but doubling is a little bit tricky.
$138. $42.
Well, Neil Zonneveld looks like he can't quite understand what's happening here.
$68.
You can have a bad leg, you can even have a couple of bad legs, but there has to be some improvement at some point.
$101. James, you require 8.
Quite a long way off. Now double 2.
Games from the
Neil
third
Zonneveld
leg.
still with no chance
James
at the
Wade.
outer ring. He was within touching distance, but James Wade takes that third leg off him.
Fourth leg, James to
Halfway to
first.
victory, despite playing his D game, because Neil Zonneveld has been nowhere close to it.
They are not going to turn that around to get to even the sort of normal average levels that we've seen. And it's not as if it's anything to do with this venue, because we have seen great tournaments of doubling in this venue before. It's just a bit of a weird freak.
Conditions have been difficult, but that's just about it, really. Sometimes it happens. 14 or treble. No guarantee of that. Bullseye now for Zonneveld.
59. James,
well, he's had a dart to win a leg. But James Wade is just doing enough.
Fifth leg and Nielsen fifth.
That's the best leg of the match. It's a 17 darter. And he's done it for decades now. On the UK Open in 3 separate decades.
100.
Well, we said at the start how this could be big for Neil Zonneveld in terms of getting to the match play, but also getting into the pre-qualified spots for the Euro Tours. The inverse is obviously true. If he misses out very narrowly, doesn't matter. You miss out.
60.
And as far as the match play races goes, you then back at 0 and you start again. So all that good work that he's done, yes, he's put money in his pocket and it's helped his overall 2-year world ranking, but not to an extent that he's going to feel an enormous benefit from that particular ranking. It's the 1-year list as he loses another dart to the floor.
James, you
that's his route into some of the big tournaments. Great dart to leave tops. Yeah, James Wade. Biggest finish of the game.
7th leg and Nielsen
best leg of the game. One more leg required. Neil Zonneveld is out 180 James Wade 2-1, if that's any consolation.
$140. $39. Niels, you require 134. $94.
He's going to require a comeback
55.
of Martin Lukeman proportions for Neil Zonneveld to go into the quarterfinals. He hits tops, but the big problem he has is he's not playing anywhere close to the level Lukeman was.
That makes it 5-4. All of a sudden, I'm only a leg behind.
$140.
James Wade's left himself in that sort of Wade zone of finishing, the one treble combo. Zonneveld's unable to join him there. Yes, he's left the finish. He may not get a go at it. Oh, well, he will. That's great counting, says James Wade.
Correct.
63. Niels, you require 152.
This has been such a lack of a battle that James Wade has just lost concentration entirely. Neil Zonneveld might nick the leg.
120.
Well, he threatened the 146.
James, you require
He threatened
40.
the 152. And James Wade is threatening to knock him out of the tournament. And that is exactly what has happened. James Wade has just plodded through that one because that's all he needed to do. Neil Zonneveld, there was improvement towards the end, but it was a nightmare start. And what could have been a hugely significant weekend for the Dutchman ends in a disappointing fashion. Yes, he beat Searle. Yes, he beat Aspinall. He offered very little against Wade, and it is the machine who's through to the quarterfinals tonight.
since Gary Anderson took on Terry Jenkins in Aberdeen in the old venue. Or maybe Durk can get the crowd on his side. There's one way to do it. It's not with a 29 darter. It could be with a 9.
60.
Well, even a partisan crowd would cheer this. Dirk van Dijvenbode earlier this year finally hit his first ever senior 9 darter. He won't follow it up this time.
55.
Decided on the old John Lowe route. That used to be cool, that route. Not used as much anymore. Maybe it's ripe for a comeback.
98. Durk, you require 86.
He's not going to stress too much about that because he's on double 16 anyway.
Gauge on the second leg. Dirk van Dijvenbode.
Two very different approaches from the audience.
Fell on the floor on one of his highly energetic walk-ons. That's put him back a little bit. There was knee problems, there was shoulder problems. It's been a fairly lengthy road to recovery. But the end is nigh, you feel.
Durk is definitely
100.
Swimming in light.
Durk, you require 47.
That is at the end of the tunnel. 11 darter.
On the third leg.
That breaks as well.
Dirk van Dijvenbode.
We saw back-to-back 11s
leg,
from Gary Anderson when he was playing in game 2 against Rob Cross. Just imagine if you were playing best of 5 in the next week or so. You try doing 37 darts. You might never do that.
'98.
There it is again. And he just won't leave Schindler alone. Martin's going to need this. He's got to keep him away from the doubles.
54.
Not good enough on this occasion.
Durk, you require 100.
Does Durk need 2 doubles or 1?
Two. Can't get the first one.
60. Martin, you require 32.
First sign of outward desire there from Martin. Does it work?
Games from the 5th leg. Martin
Don't let me
Schindler.
tell you. Ask the 2,500 rabble that we've got in here at the Glass Blast. Can't think of many happy accidents in this one.
100.
It's steady from Schindler, but it's just not to the level that maybe we saw from him when he came here last year in his first game. That was off the back of his International Darts Open victory, and he whacked in a 110 average.
99.
But Durk
Martin,
is
you require
strolling,
160.
averaging nearly 109 himself. He's going to need a game-changing shot.
60. Durk, you
And he might
require
need a little bit of
76.
fortune just to get that shot.
We'll need Durk to miss this, which is looking unlikely.
Games from the
76
7th leg.
taken out in 2 by Dirk van Dijvenbode. It's a break of throw, and he's en route to a 6-2 win, perhaps, to level up the head-to-head record. It's 4-3 in Schindler's favour.
When Schindler took out that 17 darter in leg 1, everybody thought this is going to be a very loud afternoon. It's been anything but.
180.
And as soon as he gets one, his opponent backs him up.
180.
Highest average so far in this tournament yesterday, recorded by
90.
Gary Anderson. A 180
Durk, you
fest,
require 42.
110 against Jan van Veen. Dirk's on course to beat that. Double 16. Dirk van Dijvenbode beats Martin Schindler and ensures we are going to get 6 from 6 on the European Tour this year. A quite splendid performance, 111 and a half. He has been on a charge in recent weeks, and maybe he is charging towards a first European Tour title. James Wade awaits this evening. Not the greatest day at the office for Martin Schindler. Is Durk back? The evidence suggests he is.
Well, this is quite the start to the game for Peter Wright, isn't it? 32, 180, 21.
91.
He's decided not to change it. He's given it a bit of TLC. He's gone for the green mohawk today. Had a bit of pink yesterday.
85. Cameron, you require 170.
I wouldn't be surprised if this atmosphere is just a little flat.
50.
There's a lot of Martin Schindler fans are sitting out there disappointed right now, but they can't have been disappointed with Durk van Dijvenbode's performance.
It's happening again for him, isn't it?
68.
I'll have to check the various stats, but I can't imagine over the last year and a half there's many other players, if any at all, who have beaten Schindler,
88.
Van Gerwen, Price and Littler on the Euro Tour. That is what Durk van Dijvenbode has done. He's right eyeing up the 115. He's just to hold his throw. Not a chance. Double top. Yeah, nicely done. What a weird old leg that from Peter Wright. Either perfect visits or dreadful ones.
In the Anderson game with Cross, and they had a handshake before the game was even finished.
140.
No, well, look, we've seen one incredible comeback from Martin Lukeman from 5-1 down. We saw Gary Anderson playing the version 1 Gary Anderson stuff, where you score like a dream and have hilariously inept finishing at times.
180.
Zonneveld Wade, which is a game that happened, but people may wish that it hadn't. And then Durk has lit up this place.
140.
And Peter Wright
41.
for an 11-darter. Fair enough, 27 off, double 7 left. Well, there was no messing, was there? It's not what he wanted, but there was no song and dance. He just eyed up the target and took it out.
$90.
Yeah, nice use of the bullseye there. Menzies threatening a 4-visit leg of his own. Peter Wright needs one treble. Not that one.
Should use the ball.
95.
Hate to say I told you so, Pete.
91.
He's allowed to do this because he's now got time on his side.
He had a go, didn't he? Yeah. I'm going to try to step back and work this out so I don't make a mistake, and then just, no,
59.
not a clue. That's why he's there. Use, I'm glad we found a use for Kirk.
We do have a bunch of players who are rather garrulous when it comes to speaking to the
54.
official.
Cameron, you require 32.
He's letting his darts do the talking here, though. 3-3. Intriguing it still is.
And then just a matter, what, 2 days later, won the Pro Tour event, the very next action he had. Bouncing back, dealing with adversity and overcoming it. He has done it time and again. And he has had some real adversity to deal with the last couple of years, and yet he still finds ways to bounce back with individual tournaments or weekends or whatever. And he might be doing it here this weekend. He's averaging over 102. It's 104 for the weekend so far. He is smashing in 180.
Peter requires 60.
His first 9 is over 120.
Yeah,
But that
from the 9th leg, Peter Wright.
is his best leg of the contest to give him the...
It's on the knife edge.
He squeezed another one in.
140.
Silly question. That first start was so good. If he's going to hit the 60, he prefers it to be in the right half as he looks at it. It will give him this chance to win this excellent match.
76.
Well, a brilliant contest. Peter Wright has had more opportunities in this game. He's got an opportunity to win it here, but it's only going to be one dart. Tops. Match dart missed, and it's the 107, which Cameron Menzies has already had a look at in this game. He got a dart and missed it. He gets a dart this time and moves the wire.
93.
He was trying to bookend the game with ton plus finishes. He thought it was in. Peter Wright started the game with a 115. Menzies does not finish it with a 107. But is it over anyway?
It is over. What a game. 11 legs, not a single break of throw, despite little opportunities all the way through. Menzies got his chance right at the end, but double 14, it was a whisker away. What a contest. What a tournament Peter Wright is producing here. He's got a tournament average of more than 102. It is the 2017 version of Peter Wright we're seeing this weekend. That version won the title 8 years ago. Could he win it again here tonight?
$140.
This is how you hold your throw after you've got an early break. A potential 11 darter.
85. Enrique 84.
Who start hurts Notford again, just as it did in the opening leg.
Double 12. Andrew Gilding is here to play a 16-dart break, followed by a 12-dart hold. Not much you can do against that.
Winning with a 93, you're going to need a little bit of fortune in how your opponent plays. But it's the sort of stuff that can get you titles. And Gilding has never won a title other than the UK Open.
And if you look back at the history books of most European Tour events, there will be one game along the line where a player has had to survive match darts, or they have played below their best.
Michael van Gerwen in Munich, 3 against Kim Huybrechts in his opening game, then played amazingly in the final there. I like the ball route for the 1-2-2. He couldn't get it started. And that's such a strange thing. You see, he's hit the treble there and he's still on 66. If he'd gone to the 19s, it'd be single to double. Now he's going to tidy up.
98.
But he's not made life easy for himself there, Danny Notford. He's had a miscount. He's had a strange route there.
121. Danny Carr 24.
But once again, Notford could tidy up. And he does after another slightly odd leg from Notford's standards.
Lost that opening leg of the match.
$180
distribution now uneven. 3-2 in Gilding's favour. This has been a real quality game in the scoring phase.
130. Enrique 81.
He's hit an 11. He's hit a 12 darter. Now he's looking for an 11. 12 will have to do. Bullseye for Gilding. Straight in, and Andrew Gilding goes 4-2 up, and that will be a sickener for Danny Notford, leaving 52 after 9, and he doesn't get a go.
Yeah.
Berserk, all right.
140.
Well, we're not going to get a 9 from Gilding, but he could be on for a 10, and he's already hit one this weekend. Good setup shot needed, of course, but chance is still
97.
Well, Dirk van Duijvenbode's average this afternoon was the 4th
164.
highest ever seen in this tournament. Andrew Gilding might eclipse it here.
58. Andrew Carr, 76.
For another 4-visit leg. Ooh,
68.
so close. Now, Danny Notford.
106.
He is desperate to land this. Treble 18. Not found. A grimace from Notford. He is under it here.
54. Andrew Carr, 8. Gains on the 7th leg. Andrew Gilding.
25 darts to win the last 2 legs for Andrew Gilding and take control of the game. Well, he's not going to give up, Danny Notford. He will stick to his task. But Andrew Gilding is not relenting, is he?
137. Danny Clark, 102.
You'd better take this out, Danny. These shots have been beyond you in this game. Snaffle this one. Yes, he can.
On the 8th leg.
A first-time plus finish of the match.
Who are not associated with being big scorers. They're solid operators who tidy up at the back end of legs.
180.
Solid does this game disservice.
Really does. That's a 5th 180 for Andrew Gilding. 2 visits away, potentially, from his first quarter-final on the Euro Tour for 2 years.
100.
2 visits away, potentially, from shooting up into the high averages list in the history of this long-running European Tour event. Brilliant stuff.
Danny O'Connell, 161.
To stay in the game. Oh, Danny Notford so close to the 161. It might be the last dart he throws here this weekend.
It was such a valiant effort from Danny Notford, but Andrew Gilding has been wonderful here. Double 4. It's another 12 darter for Andrew Gilding, a hat-trick of them against Danny Notford, and for the first time this weekend, he wins a match without having to go to a last leg decider. The average just shy of Dirk van Duijvenbode is recorded this afternoon, but that was a world-class game of darts. Andrew Gilding pumps his fist. He's into the quarter-final to face Peter Wright.
But maybe Ross Smith is more likely, because
25.
when it comes to last 16s this season, there have been plenty. This is Woody's first.
100
In this venue, anyway.
Luka got 132.
Couple of bulls. Okay, plan B, treble 19. That first dart should be a good guide. It is a good guide. It's a cracker from Luke Woodhouse to level the game, with Ross Smith poised on a potential 11 darter.
Very much with the last leg of the Cross-Anderson game aside.
89.
Over to the 18s.
58.
Can't get through to treble 20. Neither player on a finish.
It's a lovely second dart. So well flighted.
37.
Going to try and leave double 15.
Oh,
Got it wrong again.
Luka require 40.
Ross didn't find the treble he wanted. I'm really surprised he didn't go for the max.
Yes, on the fourth leg, Luke Woodhouse.
And it didn't make any difference. Woodhouse is looking to make his 4th quarter-final on the European Tour. Either 50% or worse. And one of those was Woodhouse, but his was right on the mark at 50%. He can improve that here today.
41.
And now the frustration creeps in. Woodhouse could get to a finish first. He's going to now.
There was a massive argument for the 19s there. You get the ton, you're on 151, that's 60-51 tops. If you get the 19 at worst, you're on 2 trebles of the same note.
151.
You'd much rather have 152 than 151. But he gambled, and it didn't pay off.
And look, in fairness, if he'd left 152, it wouldn't have paid off anyway. He didn't hit the first treble. Double 10. Needs must for Ross Smith. Now double 5.
He's still dreaming of another final here. And if he wins this game, he's going to be on the same money in the World Match Play race as Raymond van Barneveld.
100.
There are no guarantees that Barney will be going to Blackpool.
He'll get there.
100.
Well, that's the problem with leaving 3-4-2. It means the destiny of this game is in Woody's hands.
127.
And he could be about to seal victory in style. Not much Ross Smith can do.
93. Luka requires 54.
This for the best leg of the match. Double top. Wow. Now that was nervy, that was dragged. Put it to the back of your mind, Luke. Recalibrate for double 10 and hit double 10. Luke Woodhouse is into the quarterfinals of the European Darts Grand Prix, beating last year's runner-up Ross Smith, who started the game in brilliant fashion, a couple of 180s, but Luke Woodhouse was able to chip away, winning 4 legs on the bounce. It was a solid display from the man from the West Midlands, who is looking for a maiden European Tour title, and for the first time in Germany, he reaches the last 8. Woodhouse beats Smith 6 legs to 3.
Michael Smith, when he lost to Mervyn King, it was here. It was the very first European Darts Grand Prix. That was the first time he made a Euro Tour final. He's made 11 more.
I do beg your pardon. I was thinking of German Masters.
Yeah.
140.
Well, we are going to rattle along in this game. Doesn't have a mouth in that, doesn't he?
Looks like something from the Matrix.
100. Luka got 136.
He has got a mouth. And he talks very well with it.
60. Mike, we got 122.
Probably the only person in the world who could have hit the 60 with those 2 blockers, but on this occasion, he did not.
Double
Smith.
7. Oh, it's a beaut. It is a beaut. And it is the real Michael Smith we're seeing here.
You show them extreme examples. Holding a dart right at the back, right at the front, somewhere in the middle. And the darts fly differently. The likelihood is his grip has probably sneaked back about 2 millimeters. And it's making the darts go in a little differently.
Oh, it still looks great though, doesn't it? Look at this. Look at this from Michael Smith.
Luka got 161.
This is needed.
64. Michael,
These 2 are World Cup teammates. This is more like Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. at the minute.
Michael Smith.
There might be plenty of rounds left. That's a 10 dart or a double 6. This is proper.
I'll have to check, but
That used to be the yardstick.
Yeah.
200 for a tournament.
42.
Not anymore.
267, I'm just being told, is the record. So we'll have to go some to break that, but certainly decent quality. Weekend of missed doubles, but big scores.
Luka require 81.
We've just had a 10-darter from Michael Smith. It might need to be a 12. Superb.
Just make these guys play for another hour and a half. 170 left, and in a game like this, it would not surprise you if it went.
It's already got a 122.
96. Michael require 107.
Well, Humphries has left on a number that he loves. It won him a Grand Prix. He got 2 trebles, but after the fact.
It's looking like another break of throw.
Likely require 49.
It is another break of throw. It's another excellent leg of darts. It's a 14-darter.
The lesser spotted 140 sign.
180.
A fourth maximum for Michael Smith, and look, it's just... This is as good as we've seen from him on the Euro Tour for an awful long time. He's playing like Michael Smith, the guy we haven't really seen for a while.
78. Luka require 87.
He could play this well and lose still, but that mistake opens the door
37.
for a 5-3 lead.
Michael require 104.
The 16s? No, it's the 19s he went. He couldn't get the treble he needed.
70.
And he's doing Michael Smith things, flashy things. Hit a double to leave a double.
Oh, it doesn't climb. It was short.
28.
So it's double 14 for that 5-3 lead. He doesn't hesitate.
Michael Smith.
That was a massive opportunity for Humphries to draw level. Not one person standing up right now that I can see. Everybody is seated and gripped.
99.
Not enough to leave a finish. Humphries could start on the bullseye as a result. Yeah, single 18. Absolutely fine. He will take that. He'll get 3 clear darts at double 16 to break Michael Smith again. And then it's going to be down to the world number 1. Assume he'll stay there. Yeah.
140.
Hit this, move on to the next leg, and try and hold his throw.
He has
not held his throw at any point in this match, the world number 1.
Game.
Can he do it now? Number 3.
100.
Brilliant leg of darts. And Humphries is going to get multiple darts to hold his throw for the first time and take us all the way to a last leg decider. This game really does deserve it.
122.
Oh, he's at it again.
56.
He's gone for the leave of 142, but does he get a look at it? No, he doesn't.
5-5 between the 2 world champions to rebuild. And he is going the right way about it.
Thunderous. This has got to be magnificent. And it is. Can Smith finish the job before Humphries pounces?
Double-double. No, gets the treble, double 8. Oh, what a game! What a game and what a win! The world number 1 is beaten. The former champion is gone because Michael Smith has produced the best display he's had on the Euro Tour for an awful long time. He's lucky to even be in the tournament. He scraped past Daniel Closer yesterday, but he's shown his true colours today, and he had too much for even the top-ranked player in the world. Michael Smith is through to the final session here at the Glass Palace, and we'll run you through our quarter-final lineup after we've heard from the Bully Boy.